Parodies Podcast, WATP.
David Collins, we've talked about Stuttering John before.
Very accomplished actor and comedian.
That's correct. He's got all the credits in the world.
And writer.
Most successful guy to come out of the Howard Stern show, aside from all the other guys who are way more successful than him, but never mind that. John recently was, again, a substitute school teacher. And he claimed, because he was in traffic court on Zoom in the classroom.
As one does.
And Cardiff discovered this and outed him for this. And he claims that he resigned before this even happened. He'd already put in his notice because they weren't paying him enough money. And then we played a clip where it sounded like maybe he was forced to resign. And I started getting confused because I thought, well, no, you already resigned because you weren't making enough money. And so you didn't care. You told everyone you didn't care if they called the school because you already quit. But then he's on with Pat Dixon. And it sounds to me like things went down a little differently.
Prior to this, like, you know, this part of your life and stuff. And I mentioned how much you love doing it.
Well, I did, but I had to resign. Well, I didn't have to resign. I did resign because I just had enough. After.
Whoops.
Whoa. The truth wants to come out sometimes. Seems like you loved teaching those kids. I did, but then I had to resign.
Prior to this, like, you know, this part of your life and stuff. And I mentioned how much you love doing it.
Well, I did, but I had to resign. Well, I didn't have to resign. I did resign because I just had enough after what that potato did, trying to get me fired. And then Brennan and everyone telling to call the school. The school don't need this shit. So
Right.
So when they called me while the cop was over, the fat fuck, to go and check on my cats because they got a fucking animal domestic services on me.
Yeah.
Wow. And at the same, and I just said to the woman, she's a sweetheart. I said, Joyce, you know what? I resign. Okay, I don't need this. I resign. You guys don't pay enough anyway. I'm done. Goodbye.
That story changed a lot, didn't it?
Yeah.
I don't need this. I resign. You don't pay enough anyway. I thought it was the pay was the first thing and why you resigned.
Yeah. He had given his notice.
Yeah.
Wednesday was going to be his last day.
Now he just got caught lying twice.
Yep.
He can't help himself. It's hard to keep lies going, especially how many he has.
I'm starting to think this guy's on track to have sex with his mother.
How do you mean?
He's being harassed online to a deranged point. He's the next Christian Chandler.
Oh, is how I see. Yes. Christian. And it's very possible because he mistakes his wife and his mom all the time. He calls his mom his wife a lot back when he's back home in New York. It'll happen again over the holidays, I'm sure. So he just let this slip that he was forced to resign. And people are wondering, like, why would you be forced to resign as a substitute teacher? But then someone on Point Devil Point this week, one of the chatters brought up something that makes a lot of sense. He could have done this through a temp agency. And so the temp agency are the people who represent John. And so John didn't want to get fired because then he can't get placed anymore with the temp agency. So if he resigns, then the temp agency could find other gigs for him. Something like that must have gone down. It doesn't make any sense otherwise. It'd just be like, you were doing a Zoom call for court during the classroom? What do you think? You can't do that. That's why we have substitutes. People can actually pay attention to the class while they're there. So then the next day he comes on his show and he starts doing damage control on this.
Now, I resigned from Lee County. That's a fact, Jack. I resigned because the pay is shit. But it doesn't mean that if I wanted to go back, I could. But the point is, I don't.
So he resigned, but he could go back if he wants to, which tells me he can't. Also, I'm starting to think that when he says that's a fact, Jack, it's actually not a fact.
Yeah.
It's actually a lie that he's making up.
And he misspoke anyways because he said it doesn't mean that I could.
I know. The truth is always coming out. It wants to. It's trying to all the time. Okay, so this is another thing that he admits while talking to Pat Dixon. Because John is leaving the Dabbleverse. The 31st is his last day. He keeps talking about it. We're 2 weeks out. And he lets this slip.
Yeah, that's another thing that's going to be fun, like not having to worry about, not having to rely on super chats to pay your mortgage.
What?
Not having to rely on super chats to pay your mortgage. Now, Pat picks up on this right here, and now Johnny starts backtracking.
Well, what are you going to do?
Well, I don't have to. My WGA pension handles that.
This is what happens when he has a live guest. He's not just talking to the camera.
Yes. A lot of lies come out when he's talking. Especially a guy like Pat Dixon, who I think he admires.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's trying his best, and he can't just bully him like he does Clay and Rob Saul. But John's tells when he's lying have gotten so pronounced and obvious lately. And here's a perfect example of that. The stuttering and stammering.
Mortgage.
Well, what are you going to do?
Well, I don't have to. My WGA pension handles that.
Oh, okay, good.
But I'm just talking about all these other people who rely on these super chats, not me.
All right, the
losers,
other people,
not
yes.
you.
Not me, of course.
Pat's like, yeah, those losers.
Well played, Pat.
I mean, I don't
No,
know,
it's
man.
not. No, I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, it'll be a nice, to not have to read super chats that fucking are calling me telling me what a loser I am.
It's a tough job.
It is a tough job, right? $2 at a time being called an idiot is like, I don't know if it's really worth $2 to keep reading all this stuff.
Not everybody can be Ray DeVito.
Right. So Pat comes on here and Pat makes a joke about whether John is a boob or brilliant, because it's oftentimes discussed, especially when you're new to the Dabbleverse and you watch this character that is Stuttering John, you go, oh, he's doing this. He's doing this on purpose. And so John pretends that that's what's going on here.
Most people try to put you into one category or the other. Is he like some kind of boob, or is he a genius? And I'm going, yeah.
So Pat's assessment is yes, he's a boob and genius. And so John now has to respond to that.
The answer is yes, right?
To the latter, yeah. I mean, I do things intentionally to make me look like an idiot, but I'm doing it because it's funny.
All right, so he's now going to list examples of things that he does to make himself look like an idiot. And it's very telling because it's all the things that we don't pay attention to because we know he's doing them on purpose. So he's not fooling anyone.
You've truly sold your soul for comedy, and a lot of people don't do that.
Well, I mean, from drooling to taking my pills on the air to eating on the air to pretending I'm sleeping on the air. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's all fucking a show. Isn't this supposed to be entertainment?
No, John, we make fun of you for not being able to tune your guitar or play it or hitting the world's worst guitar chord ever played. Not because you're pretending to sleep on the air. We all knew you were pretending to sleep on the air.
Yeah, that was the only thing out of that list that he was doing on purpose.
Yeah, so he's trying to pretend. This is what John does. Like, no, I know I'm an idiot and I'm leaning into it. No, we know you're an idiot and you want to get away from that stigma so badly.
So bad.
You want to prove to the world that you're funny to the point where you'll read jokes that are texted to you from Dirty Deeds. And then if it doesn't go well, you throw them right under the bus. He's talking about Adam Busch right here.
So Adam Busch, I guess he was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But he hasn't done anything in 5 years. I mean, fucking his resume is thinner than his hairline. But the point is that he that was written for me. Somebody just texted me that. Anyway. But I'm too honest, Pat. But if it got a laugh, I might not have said that.
That's the truth. That's the truth right there. If Pat had been like, oh, come on, thinner than his hairline, John would not have said that he got a text from someone telling him to say that. It wasn't until it bombed that he goes, by the way, I didn't write that shit.
He's like a Seinfeld character, the way he laughs at himself.
Yes, it's not real, but it is real. He can't stop it. He can't turn it off. So now he's threatening Adam Busch. This is wild. This week has been going off on Adam Busch. We talked about a Point Dabble Point where he's trying to expose. He's showing the original messages he got from Adam on Facebook, asking him to come on the show. This is all stuff that Adam admitted to immediately. First time he was on John's show, the only time he's been on John's show. He goes, yeah, I've reached out to you multiple times. I love the Dabbleverse. I'm into all this sort of thing. All of this stuff that John's pretending to uncover. Adam came right out and explained to him on his show, but John's forgotten about that. So now he's threatening Adam.
I pity the fool that's known as Adam Busch. That guy has no idea what's going to happen. Zero. You know, that's what happened. Don't cross the Duke, Adam. You didn't want to listen. You didn't want to listen. You crossed the Duke. Well, it's coming. It's coming.
I think I know what's going to happen. Nothing.
Yeah.
That's my guess. What an asshole. He's constantly threatening people. And he's really changed his tune because Adam went on his show and then Adam came on WATP. And this was John's original reaction.
My man, thoughts on Adam Busch being on a WATP? What do I give a shit? I mean, I don't care. I don't own the guy. Let him do whatever he wants. He's a big Dabbleverse fan, so let him enjoy it. You know, have his fucking 15 fucking minutes, as Andy Warhol would say. I don't give a shit. You know, I was thinking about the top 10 bands.
John, what happened? How come all of a sudden now he's mad at Adam Busch? And before he's just like, he said he's a fan of the Dabbleverse. Of course he's going on other people's shows. I don't care, whatever. And now
Isn't John the Dabbleverse?
Well, this is what's bizarre about John is he never ever learns his lesson. Adam Busch is beloved by everyone. Yeah. Everyone, when Adam Busch is on a show, I see all the notes that come in. He's going to be on WATP before Christmas. I'm excited about that. I see all the notes that come in. Everyone's just like, we love Adam. Everyone loves Dr. Steve. Universally adored.
Absolutely.
And those are the people that John decides to go after. I'm going to ruin their life. Like, well, I wouldn't do that if I were you, John. It's not a smart move. It's why you're the villain. And John's always going like, people make me out like the bad guy because you do shit like this because you are the bad guy. He's also a clown because I'm so happy to say he's working on his one-man show. I think he's getting some confidence now that he can write jokes again and come up with stuff. So he's got a new parody song that he's workshopping. Did you see any of this yet?
No.
Okay. This is exciting. This is him working out a brand new parody song and he's singing along to a karaoke track. The problem with that is that a lot of times karaoke tracks have the backing vocals on them, especially on a chorus. So that, you know, the harmonies are there and you can sing along with that. When you're doing a parody, that doesn't work, especially when you have the mix all off.
Day after day, I'm so amazed. Just how dumb the Dabbleverse is. They lie and grit to get losers to pay. But all they do is lie. Empty laugh and sigh.
Give me the B-boy and free my soul. I wanna get involved in your rock and roll and drift away.
Sorry, Johnny.
Give me the B-boy and free my soul. I wanna get involved in your rock and roll and drift away.
I'm sure it's hilarious. We can't tell what you're singing there, Johnny boy. Yeah, Doom. I can't wait for his one-man show. I think that this is what he's working on right now. That's why he's all of a sudden creating again.
Oh, I fucking hope so.
Writing songs. This is amazing. Who told him he can sing? That's a great question, Da Vinci.
I thought he harmonized well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you could make out every fifth word or so, sounded like he was killing it. So then he lowers the volume, and now we get to hear what the chorus is. Thank God.
Before I'm gone, look at the creep boys, sticky lady. Yeah, sit where you got more bills and dues to pay as they drift away. Look at the pussy boys, make up lies just so they can feed their fat wives and drift away.
Okay.
A lot of syllables.
A lot of syllables, a little shoehorn. He's a little off. on the rhythm. And what happens is there's a breakdown later in the song. And John is going to fuck this up so badly, but pretend that it's because of the backing track that's fucking him up, as if we have no idea how bad he is.
Look at these pussy boys, make up lies. They can be their wives and grip away. I gotta get one without that freaking chorus. I don't want the chorus in there.
Yeah, you started in the wrong spot, is what happened right there. Then he's just like, oh, it's this chorus that's fucking me up. What's going on? No, I saw what happened. You're bad at this. Wouldn't you record a parody song and then play it or something rather than try to sing it live?
You know, next week for Drive Time David Collins, I've been preparing on the piano the accompaniment, and I'll be practicing the duet this weekend. We're going to be doing a live performance because I think people appreciate the live music more. Now, when we do a song parody on David Collins' 30-minute hour show, it's always pre-recorded, and that's fair when it comes to a parody song, but people do love a live performance, and you can find that next week, Drive Time David Collins, 7:30 a.m. Eastern on the Blind Mike Project. I'm
glad you brought that up. I wanted to promote that for you because not only do you have your own YouTube channel people should definitely check out, and we did talk about that. That is at David Collins Show on YouTube. But you're also on the Blind Mike Project YouTube channel Wednesday morning, 7:30 a.m.
Right, every week, including Christmas and New Year's Day. And Christmas, we're going to be doing a live song performance, which we're all really looking forward to.
Who isn't looking forward to that? I'm going to get up early for it. I'm excited about that. Okay, so now because the backing track was fucking up, he's like, I'll just do this a cappella. And I'll figure this out. And what's great here is we don't get to see this very often. We get to see him actually workshop something in real time. We get to watch the process. This is John writing a song parody.
But all the time they just grip, yeah. But it won't be long before I'm gone. Look at the creep boys, Pinky and Lady K. Shit where you got more bills to pay as they grift away. All right, shit where has got.
Yeah, it was a little off. Too many syllables there. Let's see.
Big bills to pay.
Hilarious.
Bills to pay. Okay, that's better.
You know, John, sometimes parody songs have jokes in them. John's just like calling people pussy boys and Lady K and shitway. And he's like, yeah, we've heard all of that material. What else you got?
Yeah, that's been done.
Look at the creep boys, Pinky. Look at the creep boys, Pinky. Don't even need an end there.
No, you don't.
Look at the creep boys, Pinky. Look at the creep boys, Pinky. Look at the creep boys.
Should I just do a podcast where you watch me pull clips? Or I'm just watching the show, I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. What if I grabbed a Rick and Morty thing to put on the end of this?
He's flexing to us.
Oh, you think that's what's going on?
Yeah, he really thinks that he's showing us the process. This is what a writer does.
Because I was excited about this. This is my favorite segment of John's show I've played in a long time. Watching him try to, seeing what he thinks is a creative at work.
Frankly, this makes me very uncomfortable how relatable this is. I would never do this in front of a camera.
Right, yes, right. Embarrassing.
Look at the creep boys, like Lady K. Take out Pinky there.
Yep. Okay.
Look at the creep boys, look at the creep boys, like Lady K. Shitway's got big bills to pay. They grift away. As they grift away, look at these pussy boys make up lies just so they can feed their fat wives and grift away. And when I'm double verse, and when I'm double, no. And when I'm double verse free, I can't wait for them to lose me. They can't grift off me when I'm not here to use me. There, we take that out. To use me, yeah.
It's incredible.
This is fascinating.
Yeah, it's a child writing a parody song because it doesn't fit, but it's also just not funny or interesting in any single way. Does he think he's getting laughs from this?
No, but he's impressed with himself.
He is. So I have one more clip of him working this out.
Look at these pussy boys make up lies just so they can feed their big fat wives and grip away. Now, I'm not really saying that they have fat wives, of course. It just goes with the comedy of the whole routine.
Come on.
That's pretty good.
Come on, own it. You're calling our wives fat. He's like, by the way, not all their wives are fat. Just want to point that out. Oh, okay. Fuck. So that was John writing his new parody song. I can't wait for the one-man show. He's got to incorporate music into it. Someone was pointing out, he's almost like a modern Joe Piscopo, where Joe Piscopo was so enthralled with himself, he couldn't help but like overperform. And he's singing and he's dancing and he's doing impressions. He's telling jokes. Like, it's kind of John. Joe Piscopo has a little bit more talent. A little bit more.
John's an old-fashioned performer.
He is.
Is he also the same YouTuber that did the 13-octave voice 10, 15 years ago?
I don't think he is, no. I'm pretty sure he did not. He's not that good of a singer. Now, one more thing I want to play from John's show, because Chad's Patreon was taken down, and Chad claims that John's the one who struck his Patreon, and John says there's no way.
When Baby Fatso was grifting you saying I struck his Patreon, now let me tell you, folks, I have never been on Baby Fatso's Patreon, ever. Ever. You could look at my computer history. Never have I been on there.
We can?
Yeah, I'd
John,
love to.
Please show us your browser history. You just said we can. You have to share your browser history with us. Give me your login. I'll log into your Chrome and look at it, because he just said we can. If it's going to prove that he's innocent, I don't know what he has to hide. What an idiot. He's such a child. You could even ask my mom or look at my history. I can't do either of those things. I don't talk to your mom. I don't have access to your computer. And this is proof. I've been saying this for a few weeks now. Everything John does, if you go, oh, he's 6 still. He's 6 years old. You go, okay, now it makes sense. Otherwise, it seems crazy. Here is a perfect example. John is a 6-year-old child still.
I swear on my life, I did not, no fingers crossed, I did not strike him.
He swears on his life, and he just showed his hands. His fingers were not crossed.
Was he the wife in the Truman Show?
What the fuck does he think that proves right there? I got a Bible right here. Hold on, let me go get my Bible. I'll prove to you I'm not lying.
Who are these podcasts?